Get strong.
A historic track that we always run in the month of April in real-life Indy car racing. Hey, look, it's the month of April, and we're going to do it. TI Racing also, we're talking about Long Beach. It is the running of the Apex Sage Coaching Long Beach Grand Prix on this awesome historic circuit as we welcome you in here on Captain TV tonight. 77 degrees, perfect beach weather, and we're actually, believe it or not, somehow found it in the Captain TV budget, or my pocket, to put us on a boat with the TV monitors. Yes, I'm on a boat, bleep, bleep, as the song would say, and I'm also here with Gary Godso, who joins us on a boat, bleep, bleep. That's what the song says, at least. Welcome in, Gary, to Long Beach for this Long Beach Grand Prix. Queen Mary, it's out there on a boat. So, that one.
Somewhere.
Is that the one I hit with a paintball gun earlier? Anyways, yeah.
Maybe.
So Long Beach here. This is a fun track. A little less than 2 miles, a street circuit with one of the most intriguing, might be a good word to use, notorious is a good word to use, corners in all of sports.
Well, that's for sure. The one and only, and there is still record of it, even though the stream was barely alive when we had this race going on last time. The one and only yellow that we've ever had on a road course, period, and the number of seasons that we've had at TI Racing Indy Car Series here happened here
right there
last year, right there at that corner, even before this drop of the green flag.
That is turn 11, a corner that you go down to first gear, and if you, no matter what degree you have your wheel, you could have a 360 degree wheel, you could have a 1080 degree wheel. You're using all of that wheel to turn in that corner. That's what basically comes. I mean, we'll watch tonight. We'll be on board with cars tonight that are turning the wheel, and they'll go to one arm, basically the driver will.
Yeah, the steering lock is extremely high here. They are cranking that wheel for all it's worth to get around that corner. And not only just that, it's just getting around the corner and then being able to put the power down to be able to get down that long stretch, because you're basically then accelerating and racing the guy or gal next to you, or defending from the guy or gal behind you from making that pass in one of the few and only passing zones here on that track at the end of that long straight.
Yep. A straight that's going to be very tricky. We'll talk about that coming up here, but we're a little bit of a shortened pre-race show due to work scheduling on my end, but unfortunate deals happen there, and life happens. But let's talk about the point standings. Got them up on the screen right now. Shout out to Dakota Demed, who put this together and sent this to me today. Isaac Morris leads right now by 12 over Daniel McDonald, his teammate. Jessica Saban in third. Vilda Whalen. How about that? Again, 2 guys and 2 females right there at the top. So the females aren't playing around in this series. When I tell you they're here to play, they're here to play. Vita Whalen, Jessica Saban, 3rd and 4th right now in points. Danny Brennan there, the top 5 as they enter. Any surprises you see on there?
None whatsoever.
Can I get a mic check, please?
The ladies, they're definitely here not to play, but they're
You
here
are good.
to take names and to kick some rear
Lima
ends.
Charlie.
And the guys need to watch, or they're going to have their
Nah,
spots
sorry,
taken
can't
here
hear me.
by a quality set of drivers.
All right,
With,
guys, so
and
welcome
Jessica, as
to round 3.
Taking no names and taking nothing.
Today's
but
Long
prisoners.
Beach, 65 laps. It's gonna
Forgive
be a
me, I
long,
just
tough
realized that my
race
wheel for some
since
reason
the
is
walls are pretty
unplugged,
close here.
so I have to.
So just
I'm trying to
remember,
mute
take
the
it easy.
auto chat that's in the race right now off my
There
wheel,
are
and my
going to
wheel's
be
unplugged.
incidents today.
That's not
So
good.
just be aware of everyone around you.
Anyways, we'll have to.
Um,
Give me a second here, we'll fix that.
so going off what happened last week at
Just pick
Mid
a button real
Ohio, we have
quickly on
changed
my
the
button
blue flag
here.
rules.
There's
So
that.
if you
There we go. Now, back to what we were doing. I'll have to figure out what happened there. Anyways, more issues happening to me today. Team points. Let's take a look at that. TI Racing leads by 61 already over Knee in the Face Racing. And Addict Racing in 3rd. Kamagoye. Running
Beyond
3rd.
the God.
GTSRL Indy running 4th. Extreme in 5th. You got LMC 6th. That might be the lowest they have been in points since we've started broadcasting. But in fairness, they only had one driver here last week, so they're not running the full type of schedule you're going to see. Peak Performance and Sutter Esports, whenever they show up, they'll show up. Anyways, that's how that all sets up. But again, any surprises there by any chance?
No, it's the people that the drivers that you've seen consistently in the top 10 the last 2 races. Those are the teams that are best represented there in the top 3. You have the TI guys who have pretty much run the table, and then you have the Kamagoya guys who have pretty much all finished within the top 10, have been really consistent, and then the Addict Racing guys, same thing. They're all consistently finishing, and they're all grouped together where they're getting quality points for the top 2 guys that finish. Those guys are the ones that get the points for the race, and they're consistently finishing well. So that's how you do it. All you need to do is put 1 or 2 guys together, get a good couple combinations, and bam, you're right there in the points championship. It's still early. There's still plenty of time to make a move in this points championship.
And we have got a pretty good grid here tonight. 22 cars going to go up against turn 11, I think is what the turn actually is, but it's the hairpin turn. Isaac Morris looking for another pole tonight. He's got Cohen Evans right there, but look at the times as we kind of dissect this a little bit. Yes, Isaac's in the 06.8. You got Cohen right there with an 07.4, but everybody else is within roughly 2 seconds of each other, all the way down to 11th. And Austin Sarr there in 12th, only 2.5 back. So, I mean, these times are relatively close.
I think it's indicative of, first of all, TI just giving a ton of practice time to all the participants. Every weekend, you can always find that they'll have hosted sessions up, and they're inviting people to come in, run, get your times, improve yourself. So you see a lot of these teams all getting involved in these particular sessions, and also a lot of teams. I know your team, my team, and some other teams are like this as well. They'll do their own private sessions, and they'll race each other and try to one up each other, and that helps along with the betterment of everybody on the team. Is when trying to measure yourself against the high bar on your own team often helps the performance of others on your team. So you'll find a lot of teams doing that. So a lot of teams are definitely taking this very seriously, not only just the private sessions, but they're also doing the hosted sessions as well.
Well, I think you see the toughness of this league, and I think that's what brings the challenge out here. And you can see kind of where the teams practice, at least on my end. I'm looking down at the Extreme team real quickly. How about this? 12th, 13th, 14th, 16th. I mean, it's like we're an F1 team or something. I mean, I don't know. But anyways, I just noticed that, and I'm like, go figure. Anyways, but real interesting strategies here, though. The soft tire has been predominant, according to strategy I've been reading about. And that's the benefit, I think, of both of us having teams, is we're able to see numbers and stuff now, too. And it looks like the tires, unless you just go all to town on them, the reds usually do pretty well. But we are going to have, it looks like, 4 drivers tonight. Carlos Dotero, Philip Lee, Luke Daniels, and Dylan Riesel are going to be starting on hey, wait a minute. Jim Herrick has made a cameo here all of a sudden, I'm noticing in the ticker. But are going to make a start on the Prime tires.
Yeah, they're definitely playing the long game here. If you remember, last year, even though we had the start, there was a pretty good strategy of some people starting for the pits that
Mhm.
capitalized off the start. But there were also some teams that went the long game with the prime tire and actually paid off for them. Would have paid off a little bit better if they didn't have some misfortune that befell them midway through the race. But I think you're going to see a lot of what's going to happen last year as well. I think the people that they're going to be on the alts, they're midway through and probably toward the ends of the run, it might get a little dicey for them. They might want to start thinking about pitting rather earlier rather than later, just in case to help build that margin of safety a little bit instead of making that one extra lap, and then that's the one lap you regret taking.
And this race actually is a little bit longer, as I mentioned before. This is actually a 65-lap race. I believe last season was 40-something. I forget the exact number off the top of my head. So definitely going to see some interesting strategy. It looks like, from what I've been told, 2 pit stops is the way to go, but you can, if you do it right, do it on 1 stop. So that's going to be interesting here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup real quickly for this race. Isaac Morris wins another pole, 106.887. He's got a half second on Cohen Evans. Vilda Whaling going to start up there in the 3rd position next to Jessica Saban. So there they are, the 2 top female drivers so far in the season. Plenty of time to go, running 3rd and 4th there on the grid. Daniel McDonough, last week's winner and a surprise at Mid-Ohio, will start next to Will Ashworth. Lester, who was supposed to be on the air with us tonight, unfortunately weren't able to get to Lester. We're going to try to get him on next week because we are going to play Scrabble and figure out how to say his last name finally. Ido Vila will start in the 8th position. Carlos Dotero, Philip Lee, those are the 2 on the prime tires. Will start 9th and 10th. That's actually good laps for them starting on prime tires. Dan Marrero, Austin Sarr, the Illinois driver, will start there in the 12th position. Row number 7, Matthew Telder, Sam Fontaine. Row number 8 is Steve Grabowski, and the big Grabowski, that is, and Luke Daniels in the 15th and 16th position. Dylan Rizol and Andres Perez, 17th and 18th. AJ Stravoda will start there 19th next to Ryan Eric King in the 20th position. David Wimsley, Jeff Testino, 21st, 22nd. Kristen Nelson going to start in 24th. Kind of sped through the grid because we're actually getting a shorter start tonight. We're already coming into turn 11. Don't wreck here right now. I think they wrecked here last year, if I remember, at this point too. Everybody's checking up. All right, just treat it like a regular old, like you're turning on the interstate or something, trying to miss a wreck. I don't see any damaged cars. All is good. A little separated back there, but the green flag's out. Here we go. Isaac Morris on the jump. One car's got a little bit of blinking going on. Not sure who that is, but he's blinking pretty good down to turn 1. Ryan Eric King is on pit road already.
And that is a strategic start to something he chose.
All right, let's say, oh, was that a blinking car? I thought I saw a destroyed nose on somebody, but I think it's because he's blinking. Down onto Shoreline Boulevard. I'm still trying to figure out who that's blinking. Is that Daniel McDonough blinking? Down the straightaway they go for the first time. And here comes the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to sit back and watch. Let's see, 23 cars try turn 11. Turn 11, kind of like Eminem here. Let's see, everybody good so far? Good, good. We've made it through the top 10. Oh, getting close here. Oh, good, good. Everybody behaving. Oh, one guy's locking it up before they even get there. David Wimsley, he was trying to slide on the left-hander. We made it through turn 1. 1 lap complete. We should throw a yellow and just give a pat on the back and then restart. So, obviously, 65 lap race. You got to get into a rhythm here at Long Beach. You cannot make any kind of mistake here, Gary.
No, concrete canyons. You scratch that wall once, and that's it.
Oh, right there. Vilda Whalen just hit the wall and knocked the left front off her car there off that corner. And down the straightaway there, as you see, we got the first one-winged angel of the night.
Yeah, and
Oh, this is going to block the track. We might get a caution here.
It might be the caution.
Their caution is out. Caution is out. Lap number 2. Everybody better check up over there. So for the first time in history, we have a caution not on lap 1 on Captain TV.
And AJ Servino, well, I'll be damned. You don't see that. Oh, well, you gotta love it for the peanut gallery further on back. Unfortunately, it takes out two of the higher runners with Jessica Saban and Athens is actually getting his fast repair. He is good to go, getting service. It looks like Jessica is getting the tow. Luckily, it is a long lap around here under caution, so hopefully she will be able to get out and be on the lead lap. If not, she's got a long day ahead of her.
Yeah, it's going to be an unfortunate break there as the first caution does come out this evening here at lap number 2. Let's go back and man, I don't get to say this much on the stream. You don't get to hear me say this, so I'm going to say it for the first time around you. Roll that beautiful beam footage of what happened here in the corner. As I go find where it started right here with Vilda Whalen. She knocks the left front off and just goes in the corner. And, oh, you know what? Yeah, Saban catches the wall there. And trying to see who else gets a piece of that as the camera turned away from me. Multiple cars involved. The 93 is in it. And we got people stopping like there's ice on the track or something in the corner. Who is that? The 46 car just kind of scared. I'm not getting involved in this one.
Hey, when in doubt,
just stop. Right? Let's watch it.
It's probably one of those smarter guys on the track when you apply all the brakes like that. He's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm stopping.
Let's.
The field is frozen on yellow. No one can pass me. I'm getting my position back.
Let's go on board with AJ Stravato. And let's watch him as he misses this down the straightaway here. The wreck is right in front here. You see everybody just kind of checking up, and Stravato again making the infamous words. Hey, you don't see this on oval. But yeah. So how much now does this play a role in the strategy? Does this make potentially those on the prime tires allow the one-stop strategy to come into play now?
It's still very early. I think in order for that one-stop strategy to go, you need to go a little bit deeper into this window. We will see. The one that might be in a better position are those that actually had extended time on pit road, where they actually are down a lap or actually had to take some repairs. That actually be the ones that might be.
Now, Vilda Whalen, she swapped over to the prime tires, has used a reset. She is back on track in the 18th position. So not only, here's one of those things where the wreck hurts her position-wise, but she's on the prime tires now. She's already been on both tires.
Yep, and to the regulations, it doesn't matter how you get there.
She's good to go. Is she okay? Because I believe it's 2 laps you have to run. Right now, they're 3 laps in. When did she pit to get that set of tires?
Well, the tires that she started with were the ones that she qualified on.
And she wrecked on lap 2.
Yeah, so I don't think you could. That might be one for the admins and the stewards to determine. I don't think. I'm trying to think back to other IndyCar races, maybe Formula 1 races. I still think they could probably swap out, and by virtue of them starting on the ones that they qualified on.
Yeah. Because last week we actually had a disqualification.
Yes, we did.
And that was Edu Vila. Top 10 finish for Edu, but never swapped tires. He stayed on the same set the whole entire time, and unfortunately for him, hurt him.
Well, he stayed on the same compound. He actually stopped, but yeah.
Same compound. Yeah, that's
We are getting ready to go
Yep, pace car pulls right.
Car is in. Here we go. Field's under the command of the leader, Isaac Morris.
They will come to the green flag here. One of the rare restarts in the TI Indy Car Series. I think it's like the third caution we've ever had since we started broadcasting a year ago on a road course.
Yep.
Smartest driver in the field. Let's look over on the track map. The 14 of Kristen Elson. She's still over in turn 11. She's like, y'all go home. They go through the fountain section over here to the turn 5 area, I believe. Here is the 73 of McDonald putting pressure on Cohen Evans here for the second spot. Down onto Shoreline Drive. Like to see a certain Matthew Teller pick on me now, huh? Didn't think I knew where Shoreline Drive was. That's true too. Kristen Elson looks like had a spin back there on track, so she's having her struggles here at Long Beach. Do the hairpin another time. Be careful, brake lock up.
So when you finally do get that Chicago track that Iris is talking about, when we talk about some drivers actually being on LSD, they can actually be on LSD.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. I'm like, wait, what?
Right, yes.
Luke Daniels on pit road, unscheduled pit stop here, I believe. Well, I'm like, wait, isn't Lakeshore Drive here? I forgot. Yes, Lakeshore Drive runs across the coast in Chicago.
Yes.
You would think I would know that by now. See what happened. Is this I don't know if this is a planned stop for Luke Daniels, but he's on pit road here early. Switches over, or he's still in the prime tires too, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I'll be talking to that crew chief after the race. Be like, what happened here? Looks like Steve Grabowski has crashed and is on pit road with damage. Let's see what happened here to the big Grabowski. That's across the road in the middle of the day. And down to turn 1. Did he do the infamous Jim Herrick move here? Heavy braking, turn 1, and he sure did. Remember last season, Jim Herrick went in that corner about 3 times and whacked that wall over there. Poor Jim. Sorry, buddy. He tried. I wonder if Daniels got damaged from that incident. So it looked like a couple cars might have gotten a piece of that. That happened a lap ago. But Isaac Morris leads right now, 1.2 seconds over Cohen. Daniel McDonald there is 3rd. You got Lester there in 4th. Philip Lee 5th. Philip having a great start to this race, and he's on the mediums. Here's an F1 race. Prime tires.
Yeah, he is up 5. Austin 6. Denver up. Matt Teller, up 5. And Dylan Rizzo up 8. So a lot of these guys that managed to make it second lap of landing made up some major track position.
Look at Look at the R word sitting, the R letter, I should say, sitting next to 4th, 5th, 8th, 9th, 10th. All those rookies in the top 10 at Long Beach.
Well, in terms of being a TI rookie, a lot of these guys have a lot of iRacing experience. But by virtue of running some races in previous seasons, I think the cutoff is 5 races or more, and you lose the R. And so by virtue of that, they are no longer classified as rookie. It's like calling Alonso
a rookie in Indianapolis.
A rookie in Indianapolis. Like, okay, all right, and it's like calling Montoya, even though that was his first run that year, 2000.
So you're looking right now on board in the helmet of Philip Lee. And one of the big announcements we made here last week, and unfortunately you guys here tonight aren't seeing the full experience of it, but we have teamed up at Captain TV with Track Cams for Gourmets. They work on ovals, road course, dirt. They have VR, and there's the one-handed corner. The fan experiences. You could actually buy a set of cameras from Track Cam for Gourmets and be sitting in the crowd like you're a fan. It's possible. You can check them out at trackcam22s.com. All their information is right there in the YouTube information. But all the onboard cameras you're going to see tonight are from them. We don't unfortunately have a set of cameras yet because Long Beach is fairly new to iRacing. But all the onboard cameras you will see tonight are thanks to Track Cams for Gourmets, which is something that my partner next to me also uses.
Yeah, if you are a ticket
Ashworth on pit road.
Yeah. If you're a regular ticket holder of, we get some action here. If you are a regular ticket holder at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you can hit the seats are every year. You can place a camera exactly where you sit, and you can actually watch a virtual race from your virtual seats that you currently sit in. Right inside the center.
There's a lot you can do. I mean, we were broadcasting earlier this week for Blown Piston Racing League Friday and Sunday nights, and I showed a couple of sets from Talladega where you could actually sit right almost behind the start-finish line or up off turn 4 and stuff and watch the race. It was a really cool little deal there. So make sure you check them out, trackcams22.com. So Morris still leads by 1.1, and then the battle for second is on. Oh, Daniel, did he scrape the wall there? But the fight for second between blue cars. That is a eerie looking blue. I like it, but it's like, that's kind of creepy looking. You know? I like it.
It kind of reminds me of the blue they used.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Kind of reminds me of that one.
Car won the Twin Ring Motegi race.
Yes.
That is that. It does got that blue to it. Very nice call on that. Oh, contact! Oh, that broke the wing!
That is a broken wing.
Cohen Evans probably throwing his virtual arm in the air like, why I oughta.
Well,
Hey, his wing came back on. What in the world? All right, there's something going on. The league owner's car is a transformer. Got a 3-car battle.
that'll be Mirage. If you remember that transformer.
I actually, you're gonna hate me. I've not seen a Transformers movie.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about the comic movie or the cartoon. Back in the day, we got a car. Oh, the 2 leaders almost collected one of the back ones. I believe that might have been.
All right, who am I yelling at now? No, actually, well, the purple car here in front is that Krista? That's Krista Nelson, who's right here in front of the leader. She's going to let them go by.
Boy, she didn't give a lot of room, but he was right.
She gave as much as she could. I mean,
I know. There's not much room to give there.
What is she supposed to turn right there in that little alley?
Stop. Stop. If you remember the G1 Transformer, that was actually modeled after the 879 car. And actually, I have a Lotus 79 just made for that one Lotus that I have.
But looking out here right now, closest battle on track. You got that fight for second that continues. You also got a fight back here for 10th. You got 3 cars within about a second and a half of each other. Carlos Dotero, Sam Fontaine, and Vilda Whalen, who is coming back through the field. She's up 6 spots since the restart. So Vilda's doing a pretty good job as to come around the Bubblegum Shrimp factory there in the fountain corner.
That's one thing that we've seen down here. A little bit is not wasted time.
No, she gets something giddy up there.
Oh, yeah.
And Kristen Nelson is finally taking her car to the pits, it looks like, unfortunately. So Ashworth is taking his car behind the wall. Not sure what happened to the 37. The 14 Ryan Eric King ran all of 3 laps, and he's behind the wall now. Kristen Nelson and David Winsey is taking his car, looks like, behind the wall right now. So a lot of attrition here early in this 12 laps out of the 65. As Fontaine gets a little wide, I thought we were going to see Vilda make a move here. car getting out of the way there of the... Oh, and one gets cleared out! Big contact here! Right in the fountain section!
Yeah.
What was that about?
On that one. I'm not sure what happened there.
Something there looks kind of sketchy. Vilda Whalen's got cleared out. I'm not sure who the other car is. No, I don't think it was Daniel. No, Daniel's still on track. It was a purple and black car with the word bang on the side. If that helps any. Let's, what in the world is going on here? Man, I'm not one that's going to accuse... It's coming off pit road right here to the right. Or to the left, sorry. There's that car. The 27. David Whimsy just cleans her out. Let's, one more time. Let's go slow. We're
2 rough weeks for him, and Vilda's already punched eject. She's done. She's out of the session. And she didn't waste any time.
She might be chasing him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there might be.
If you see a guy and a woman, let's say if you see a guy and a woman running up the beach for a non-romantic reason, this might be it.
Good thing there's not a short track next week, because I think a lot of people are here for revenge next week.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not going to accuse anything on purpose, but man, that was bad. Let's just put it like that. Unfortunate deal there for Whimsy, and hopefully that was just a situation where he missed his corner. I'm hoping it's that, you know.
Unfortunate for Saban. Again, I also like to say, you want to keep all the action in front of you. You want it behind you. You have to have the action in front of you, at least to find the way through. She has so far. We have to go with it. It's still a long way to go.
So normally we would say in that situation afterwards it'd be water under the bridge. I guess in that case it'd be water over the fountain. Good grief. Nah, that wouldn't be good. I tried. On board with Lester. Lester running in the 4th position, about 12 seconds back from Isaac. New old school camera, by the way. Second gear down to first gear here at turn number 1. And here you come up to the fountain section here. Very technical here. You cannot make a mistake.
I am not.
Well, you can blink.
Well, yeah. I'm not a fan of how they redesigned the track there. I prefer the...
Which, if I remember correctly, it was a right-left turn 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yes. Which, if you go back and play the old IndyCar game on PlayStation, you can run the old Long Beach.
Well, and even IndyCar Racing PC.
Fair point.
Long Beach as well.
Pit stop's happening. Matthew Telder on pit road, though, and he's got no nose. Telder's destroyed the nose. Let's see, Kristen Nelson still on pit road. So, yeah, it's a lot of attrition here early in this race. And we got to, oh, you know what? Pass for second as Cohen Evans comes to pit road. Lap number 17. This is early.
Isaac Morris, 108.201 is your current lap.
Cohen comes in. Let's see if this is a swap to primes. And at lap 17, you're looking at 48 laps. That'd be 24 and 24 on the primes, I assume. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be. So I think you're seeing a two-stop strategy out of Cohen Evans starting here at lap 17. So he's the first one to pit here. This comes up the very long pit road here as they got to come out, and you got to wait all the way to turn 1 before you can merge. Ask Simon Pagino a couple years ago.
Yeah, and it's really an odd angle coming off there. I mean, they really have to crank that wheel just to get back into the line of traffic.
Let's go back here. Battle on for the 7th position here. Hold on there. Dylan Reisel about spun her over there, just tank slapped it as he tries to chase down Dan Marrera and Austin Sarr. Got about a second over Carlos Dotero, who's got Cohen Evans right behind him on his high horse.
One of the top pass at all,
which is similar to last week. Those two kind of held back and didn't really use it too much as Philip Lee comes to pit road. So the first on the primes to come to pit road is the 18. Dylan
a little bit long. I guess maybe not.
As Reisel comes to pit road. Who else? Teller's just leaving the pits. He's a couple laps down now, unfortunately, for him. So Cohen has gotten by DeToro, so those tires definitely playing a role now. I think Cohen is going pretty quick here, going to try to stay ahead of McDonald there in the second position. Obviously, got to protect for the overcut in Daniel's position, but when you look at this now, look at Cohen coming up on the back of Dan Marrera, and also right there in front of him, I believe that is Luke Daniels potentially. That is Luke right there in front, so. Sorry, track workers. I don't know if I'd have my head turned away from the wall so you can't see anything. Marrera moves over from Cohen and lets him go by. Of course, this track hosts usually the Toyota Celebrity All-Star Race, which you always remember would have tons of like celebrities from actors and actresses to sports figures to TV people, believe it or not. All types of people would run in that race, and it's always fun. Yeah. Equally prepared Toyota Celicas usually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was always a big race. Other than the main race, which was the Indy Car race that weekend, it was always the second biggest race that weekend. It had like the cast from Saved by the Bell. Caitlyn Jenner was in the race. Who else was that? Carlton from.
Alfonso Ribeiro. Yep.
Yep. He was in this. He was really good too. Some of the people you would expect to be really good drivers. Go back and watch some of their faces. They're all on YouTube, and you'll be really surprised who did real well around here.
Did something happen to Daniel McDonald? He is on pit road here. Yeah, he has a new wing now. The right front of his. Oh, you know what? Right up here. I think I found something. Coming down the straightaway. Did he clip the inside wall at the hairpin? No, he did. Did he clip the inside wall at pit road? No, he didn't do that either. He did something. His right front was missing a wing. No, Sam, unfortunately it's not. Just for the onboard. Uh-oh, did he try a Jim Herrick here? Still got his wing. I'm not sure where. It says he crashed here. That's what I'm trying to. That's my telemetry stuff's playing with me again.
Shout out to Dan Marrera up at the top.
All right. Oh, well, something happened apparently because on that pit stop you saw he had no right front wing. So that's going to cost him in his pit stop and in his run for the second straight win. And Isaac Morris now leads it by 19 seconds over Lester, and Austin Sarr, third, Cohen Evans, and Carlos Dotero, your top five. And out of all the top five cars now, Cohen Evans on the primes.
Yeah, still a long way to go.
Oh, very long way.
Yeah, if you remember last year, the so last season, and last year. So yeah, long way to go. Guys, keep running hard because anything can happen.
Well, last week we had how many cars have issues, and yet somehow those same cars came back and got top 10 finishes or top fives because there was so much issues with other cars in the races and stuff, you know? As Marrera's on pit road, Travato comes in. we're starting to see that round of pit stops here. So most of these cars look like they're going to split in thirds, coming here at the 20-21 mark.
Whoa. Right in front of the leaders.
Uh-oh, I think Fontaine's had issues. Or maybe not. Maybe he was getting out of the way of something. I don't know. I keep looking over here. I see all these crashes, so I'm like, all right. And I keep checking the map out to peek over to see if there's actually a wreck. So let's see if Isaac comes to pit road this time. He does not. Ito running in the 17th position. Again, the unfortunate deal last week where he was disqualified for not using both compounds. In this series, you must use both the alternate red and the prime black tires.
And let the record show he has stops already in this race, and he still has not changed his tire count. I mean, you know, but he probably got it.
What's the move? Oh gosh, do you think he might be when they're like, we got to disqualify you tonight? Well, frankly, my admins. Oh, right in front, Jessica Saban spins right in front of Ito. Or was that? Well, I'm sorry, that's Whimsy, not Jessica. I'm sorry for the scare. That was Whimsy. He is not having a fun time here, and he just stops and he's like, "You go by." He's giving Oprah Winfrey things here to people. You go by, and you go by, and you can go by, and he stops again. You can go by. Jeff's out here trying to have fun, and unfortunately is struggling pretty badly. Oh, McDonald's hit the wall over here by the fountain. Daniel McDonald has destroyed his car.
Oh, both A-frames at the front are crushed.
I thought I heard skid marks, and I was like, wait a minute.
That's going to be an extended toe. That's going to be, you know what? That's done because he's already used his fast repair.
Oh, no.
This is done. This is retirement from last week.
Oh, and he runs into, who was that he ran into? There was a extreme car spun out in turn one, and he crushes him. Was that Daniel, maybe? I wonder if he just didn't see him in turn one, maybe. There's the smoke up ahead.
Yeah.
This car's just sitting there. Bam!
And I don't know why the other car cleared by that.
Yeah, he should have. I'm not sure what just transpired there.
Yeah, you see the smoke.
And it was Luke Daniels, I believe, who had the incident here. It comes down to turn one. Luke just loses it in turn one, just spins it around, goes to get going. Oh, and you know what? He ran out of room, and he's trying to get and gets clobbered. That's just a tough situation there. I mean, I don't know who you blame on that. I mean, obviously, you blame Luke for the spin, but, you know, he's trying to get going, and all of a sudden, whammo, he gets glued. It's like, you can't, I don't know if you can technically blame Daniel for not knowing he's there or whatever. There's so many factors. Cohen Evans has got a broken rear wing.
Yeah, Cohen, I see him coming into the pits. Yeah, the only thing I can think of, and this is just to all drivers when you're on road courses, is have your, I don't know if a lot of people don't do this as a practice or what, just have your relative up. You keep an eye on that relative all the time, and if there's anybody in the top 5 rounds, just be really, really, really careful because you don't want to disrupt the leaders.
Right.
I'm not the best on road courses, but
sorry, just watching Cohen here. He spins over, coming to the back straightaway and puts the rear into tires.
Ouch. Yeah, I always keep a good eye on that relative because I just don't want to be the guy that
Yeah, that's definitely not a great feeling when that happens. It's kind of an embarrassing moment when you look at it. But so Isaac Morse, oh, absolutely, it does. It's part of racing, unfortunately. Isaac Morse leads by 25 seconds over Lester, who's second. Those two are the only two not to pit right now in the top three. Carlos Dotero is now third. Philip Lee is now fourth, and Sam Fontaine is fifth. Fontaine is not pitted yet. The rest of the field is pretty much pitted. Austin Starr sixth, Dan Barrera seventh. As you see Cohen coming off pit road right now with the new wing. So if you were playing a game of Yahtzee Yahtzee right now, and you threw all the dice in the red can and shook it up, that's what it's looking like right now in this race. As Lester comes to pit road.
And, well, I mean, you look at the rest of the top team. You got Fontaine, Sarah at 6th, Whistle at 7th, Rivera at 8th, and Saban's back up to 9th, Perez at 10th. So
once again,
yeah.
It's survive. If you can get through the mistakes you make without, in this case, hitting anything, then you have a shot to get a top 10. It's kind of like they say in the endurance races here on iRacing. It's just stay on the concrete or asphalt or concrete and you're good. Wow, what a wild race.
Very much like Long Beach tonight.
Long Beach doesn't play favorites to anyone. Well, somebody's got a wing out in the middle of turn one there. All right, I'm going to talk to our manager at Captain TV next year. I want to broadcast from the top of Bubblegum Shrimp.
Beat me if you can, survive if I let you.
No, as he went and looked it up, apparently.
Well, it's very appropriate. I gotta hop on my my business.
Yeah, it's
Here.
the doubleheader here. This superstar over here gets to cover another race here. Oh! One car hits the wall back behind the leaders.
Wow.
Who is that?
Right in front of Cohen.
It's one of the extreme cars. It wasn't Fontaine. I have a guess of who it was. If it's not Fontaine and it's not Luke Daniels, it's Matthew Telder. As the leader comes to pit road. Carlos Dotero coming to pit road. So that leaves Fontaine is the only car not to pit. I wonder if somebody's on a one-stop strategy.
At this point, you got nothing to lose.
But the thing is, if you're pitting at lap 29, you're not going to make it.
Something did happen to Fontaine. He's now in the pits.
This might be a scheduled stop for him. So 29 laps, that means you're only going to get to lap. This is interesting. So when do you make do you split up the 35 laps here? Or go 17-17 maybe? Or 17-18? Or this is interesting to me here. It's I kind of feel like you're out in the open a little bit here. Uh-oh. And there's a no-noser.
And I think he has one of his wheels kind of off in a direction that's not going very well.
That is not good camber right there. And apparently right here, you're not allowed to do a U-turn. Just pointing it out for those who want to know. So Isaac Morris now leads by 25 seconds as...
Oh, we got another pile up in turn one, I think. No? So a
lot of brake blockage over there. See, Kristen Nelson looks like is back on track as she tries to just log some laps.
At this point, logging laps is not a bad thing because you're liable to make up some positions for points.
Especially with the newer point system this year, too. So up at third now, Philip Lee, who's having a great run this evening. Austin Starr, as everybody has cycled through pretty much now, is fourth. Carlos Dotero up to the top 5. And from what I am seeing number-wise, there are only 5 cars on the lead lap after one round of pit stops.
Oh, we got a spinner coming off of 11, and that almost collected Jessica in front of the Bisbee cars.
And somebody else is over here in the wall at the straightaway, too. So we got 2 cars that have gone. Oh, it's Carlos Dotero that wrecked over in the at the straightaway. No. And you said a Misby car.
Right off the turn left,
It might have been Jeff Destino, maybe? Is he a part of that team?
here. Yes.
There you go.
Is he? Yeah.
Let's see what happens at Destino first, with 2 cars and one being in the top 5. Rex. There's action everywhere at Long Beach.
It almost makes me bad to want to step on my helicopter real quick.
I want to know where the helipad. Oh, Destino just loops it around. He goosed it over there in the final corner. It is never good when you're looking back at the hairpin. Never good. Oh, he gets clipped by, is that Saban? He was just sitting there for some reason.
But it kind of pops back into place for her.
He sat there for like 10 seconds.
Soft tires. There is just it's one flag offline. If you get offline, you are really going to.
Watching the Dortero wreck now as he goes over here to the right-hander around the Civic Center. Oh, he just drives it too hard over the hill and blam into the wall. It's the first I've ever used the word glam for an impact.
Save it up.
So I'm being told that his helipad actually is landing in the ocean, and he is got the things on him, so he's able to land right on top of the water. I'm like, come on, really? Was this Jaws? Like, who paid for it? Wait a minute, I paid for that? What the hell? Anyways, yeah, so Isaac leads by 25 seconds. Philip Lee about 7 seconds or so back from Lester. There in second. Austin Sarge about 27 seconds back from third. So this field is very spread out right now. Only, as I mentioned, 4 cars now on the lead lap. Isaac Morris is running through this field really quickly. In fact, let's run, bud.
Go ahead. I'm stepping out. I will catch all of you next week. A lot of these guys, this time, a lot longer than it was the last time we were there. Thank you, iRacing servers.
Right in front of the leader here. Everybody checks up.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
my goodness.
Nice job by everybody to miss that.
Oh, and Isaac's not happy on the radio. Very not happy on the radio.
Which is interesting because last week there was a lot of conversation after the race, just trying to get clarification of some of the rules of lap cars and stuff. There was a lot of confusion in that, and a lot of drivers hung out afterwards. I actually stuck around and kind of listened to the conversations myself and tried to get an understanding of what the rules state, and that was interesting right there. Care to share what the words were?
Get out of the way, no. Get out of the way, no. Yeah.
Were there other words in there?
That's what I can repeat.
All right, Gary,
all right,
go.
guys.
Get on the helicopter.
All right, have a great night. Bye.
To the Hendon Peter, he goes. All right. For those who don't watch Family Guy, you will not know what the Hendon Peter is. Anyways, well, lap car getting out of the way there for Isaac as he continues on his trail. All right, so unfortunately, you're stuck with me now for the rest of a road course race and an Indy car race. Everybody's pretty much spread out for the most part. Checking on Cohen Evans. Cohen running in the 7th position. Had the unfortunate issue with him as we look at Cohen. That's what it's like to look back at him. If I can find the right camera. There it is. And now inside the mask of Cohen. He comes up on the back end of, I think that's Telder in the 23. Let's ride. Let's take a lap here with Cohen for a second. Come down the front straightaway here. He's probably going to get by this lap car. Down here to turn one, all the way from top speed of about 170 or so down to first gear. Turn one, and you come up here through the fountain, which is very technical here. You cannot make one mistake in that corner. Gets through that, comes over here to the turn, I think it's 4, around the Civic Center. And then the final corner, a blinding corner here to go over and down the back straightaway. And yes, that's a roller coaster thingy up there. Ferris wheel as they make the turn onto Shoreline Drive here. To this other straightaway they have here. This might actually be the back straightaway. There's 3 straightaways on here. You come down to the final section. This comes up on a hairpin, and watch the arms of Cohen here. You'll see the right arm just completely go bye-bye, and the left arm makes the whole turn. There you go, a lap around Long Beach. You think it's easy? It's not. The 30 laps to go in this race. Of course, Apex Sage Coaching, the sponsorship of the race, and you might think a lot of these drivers might be calling the guy from Apex Sage Coaching to help out tutoring to get these guys to beat Isaac. There's just one small problem with that. Guess who's the guy that coaches for Apex Sage Coaching? It's Isaac. Isn't that awkward? The teacher is just out there teaching lessons right now. Isaac does a great job. He's on a mission this season to win that championship. Came ever so close 2 seasons ago. Had won most of the races, and then came the Indianapolis race 2 seasons ago that a lot of people want to forget. An unfortunate wreck there. Kind of hurt his chances, and then a couple other incidents throughout that season. Took Isaac out and gave Cohen Evans the championship in season number 2. As the 27 off the pace there, Whimsy gets out of the way of the leader. Everybody's all spread out pretty much here from what's happened with the incidents and stuff. Checking on Daniel McDonald, back on track in the 8th position. Daniel started up there near the front and unfortunately got involved in an accident with a lap car. Over in turn 1, that car had spun and came back down the track and tried to get going, and Daniel didn't know they were there and just clobbered him. Race of adversity tonight, and I did talk to some of the drivers before the race, and you see one car is going off over there, but a lot of them said tonight was all about survival at Long Beach. Just keep it off the walls. This is one of a couple of circuits on racing that is a street circuit. Of course, you think of Detroit and Belle Isle, that's a road circuit, and of course here at Long Beach, this is the famous one. After last week's win, Daniel McDonald not unfortunately going to go for 2 in a row. But how about this run for Lester? We were going to interview him tonight, had some issues as one car spun over there to the right, and that's Dortero. But unfortunately, due to our late programming start, lapped now in the 20 car. That leaves 3 cars now in the lead lap as Isaac is about 30 seconds or so on Lester, who's got about 8 on the Philip Lee car. How about this guy, Dylan Reisel, started 12th, or I'm sorry, 17th, and is up to 5th. Dillon having a fantastic run in this number 13 car. A little bit of short shifting going on there, Rizal. I wonder if that's strategy or if that's just how he shifts his car, but he's not letting it get up to the blue flashy lights before he shifts. Oh, look out for that wall. He got a little tight there. Had to be careful. We do have a battle for position right here. Sam Fontaine under attack from Daniel McDonald. This is for the 7th position. Fontaine trying to hold him off. In the fountain section here, really no place to pass in this area. You just got to kind of set it up and hit your marks and trying to get over to the back straightaway here. Try something here, maybe. Maybe being the key word. Not able to do so there. Ooh, McDonald got a good run there. Not on push to pass from what I'm seeing there, but Sam's going to let him go. Nice clean pass. And that is for the 7th position. Move McDonald up. So the fuel window should be opening up. There actually is open now officially for those who want to come to pit road and get the second set of tires and get to the finish. Now we do have some cars out here that have not swapped over to the other set. Of course, in this league you do have to switch from either the prime or alternate depending on where, what set you started on in this race. Of course, what they qualified on is what they started on. Smoke over here in the right-hander there. Not sure who that came from. And problems for Cohen Evans. Cohen has overshot the corner here, and he took the emergency lane out there. Cohen not having a good night right now at 17. Letting Isaac go by to put Cohen now a second lap down. Wow. When you have a car that dominant as Isaac has been tonight, he has done a great job in this race. Isaac Morris has led every lap so far this evening. We've had one caution, believe it or not, which is the 3rd time in the partnership between Captain TV and TI Racing that we have had a yellow flag come out on a road course, a street circuit in this case, 2nd time here. We went back racing at lap number 6, and we have been green ever since, and we have seen a lot of adversity. A lot of cars wrecking, a lot of things happening, and a lot of pit strategy going on. My partner, Gary Godso, is taking off. He had another commitment he had to take care of tonight, so I appreciate him joining me for a little while. See only 3 cars on the lead lap as we have 24 laps to go in this race. So just because you're a lap down does not mean you're out of this thing, because look at all these other cars you could fight for position. It's all about strategizing yourself and who you're nearby and who you think you can beat. Check on the young man here. This guy has only been running road course Indy cars for a very short time. He is an oval driver who has turned his focus to Indy cars, and yet for the third straight race sits up here in the top 10 in this race. And we're talking about AJ Stravola, who's done a great job, or Stravato, I'm sorry, Stravola. What? Sorry, AJ. AJ up 9 from his 19th place starting spot. Look back at him down the straightaway here. Lewis is actually an admin in this race. He doesn't run it. You can see the bumpiness of this track, how much he just moves around with the bumps. Finish line he goes. So 22 laps to go. A lot of different strategies. Cohen Evans was the first to come to pit road last time by, but he unfortunately has had a couple spins, so not sure you're going to see. Actually, you're going to see Philip Lee come to pit road. So Philip going to be the first one to come to pit road. Out of all the leaders. And he overshoots his pit stall, or has some kind of issues getting into it. Unfortunately, you can't see because of the pit crew. The good news, he had a pretty sizable lead over Austin Sarr, and that allows him to pull out. And we'll keep up. There goes Austin going by right now in the third position. And this very long and extended pit road here. You got to stay all the way to the left here of this blue line, all the way down here to turn 1. Dylan Rizol comes to pit road with 21 to go. I'm hanging in there. A little frustrating today, but believe it or not, I'm still in my work clothes calling this race. Happens sometimes. Four tires and fuel, and he pulls away. Nice stop there from Dylan, 8.7. Those are the only cars so far to pit on this final strategy, or the final stop, I should say, of the race. Dylan's going to pull right in front of Sam Fontaine here as Fontaine going to try to pass him for 5th, but Fontaine's still yet to pit also for the second time. So tomorrow night will tonight actually wraps up 10 straight nights of racing on Captain TV broadcasting. Man, the only reason I feel tired right now is because of a long day at work. But it's been a lot of fun. Tomorrow night, got to take the night off. I might run a race, and if I do, I'll stream it. But otherwise, I think I'm just going to sit back, watch some TV tomorrow night, relax, get some things done that need to get done, and go from there. But then we'll come back Thursday night, Short Track Super League from Dover in the ARCA car. Still having some blinking issues. But there is your leader, Isaac Morris, looking to go 2 for 3 so far this season. But remember, last week, Isaac made the mistake on the final lap that unfortunately took him out of the win. He gave it to his teammate, Daniel McDonald. You heard the frustration about it, and he is looking to make up for that. want to give a shout out again to Track Cam for Gourmets. Of course, the onboard cameras you're watching, kind of like, let's go this one here. Onboard with your leader, Isaac Morris. All presented by Track Cams for Gourmet. If you're interested in oval, road, or even dirt cameras that you can run while watching racing and so on and so forth, not to mention virtual reality if you're someone who does that, or even fan experiences, you can check out trackcams22.com for all the details. And that link is actually right there in the YouTube page. So many different cameras, and the track cameras have been awesome. Tonight, unfortunately, the first one we don't have something because Long Beach, again, a newer track, so he wasn't able to get it updated yet and stuff, but definitely a big fan of his work, and appreciate what he's done to help Captain TV grow even more here in the last week. Appreciate all the viewers also. Mr. Mars watching tonight. Mr. Barnes watching for a little bit. I saw Robert Sadler, Tim Miller, some of you guys watching. 15 viewers. Appreciate everybody. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, please. Daniel McDonald back on pit road. Austin Sarr coming to pit road. Daniel McDonald's on pit road. Now, the one guy we got to keep an eye on here is Isaac, because Isaac didn't pit until lap 29. So somewhere in here he's going to make another pit stop to get to the finish. I don't think he can run all these laps on a tank of fuel. You see the 5 backing up down pit road. Not sure what that's all about. Andres Perez there, I guess I don't know if he was trying to get his pit stall or something going on there. That was just awkward looking. So viewers, we got to think of something here. Matthew Telder, who just said something in stream, is one of my drivers in this series on my team. Now, obviously, if he's in chat right now talking, he's not in this race. What should we do about that? Isaac now with over a lap on everyone in this field. So the whole entire field is lapped. Isaac has been that dominant tonight as we got a battle starting to shape up here for the 6th position now, as Fontaine under attack from Cohen Evans. Down into the hairpin corner. And Cohen comes to pit road. 15 laps to go. So Cohen Evans on pit road, Jeff Destino's on pit road, Ito Vila, David Wimsey, all these guys, most of them with damage, getting car fixed up or either out of the race or something because of the issues. Again, the high attrition rate tonight is we only have, if I'm seeing this correctly, 14 cars out of the 23 that started on track. Now looking at the schedule for the season, next week, as Gary mentioned, 125 laps at Michigan, 250 miles, first race on the ovals this season. That'll be fun, the first of the Triple Crowns. Hearing some cars coming over the microphone saying they're going to come to pit road. Isaac going to go past Austin Saar down into turn number 1. Lets him go. So Austin now 2 laps down in the 4th position. That is how good Isaac has been. 2 laps down in the 4th position. A lot of fantastic runs. How about the comeback here for Jessica Sabin? The 28 car was involved in an accident early in this race that brought the caution out. She has bounced back to the 7th position tonight. The young lady there from the UK has done a fantastic job in just running laps and staying between the walls, and she is gaining on Sam Fontaine, who's only about 3 seconds ahead of her. Now, the only 2 cars that have not pitted more than once is Isaac Morris, as Saban takes it wide there, and Sam Fontaine, who comes to pit road right now at 12 laps to go. So Fontaine brings his Extreme Sim Racers number 22 down. Somebody want to let Sam know, no stopping at any time right there in front of his car? There's no parking, Sam. You're not allowed to park there. Good job. I'm so weird, I know. Dan Marrera to pit road. 26 comes in. More tires and fuel. And now Isaac Morris brings the number 2 to pit road. With 11 laps to go, I assume here he's going to swap over to the Prime tires. That's what he does. Prime tires going on. And he'll take those tires to the finish of this Long Beach Grand Prix presented by Apex Sage Coaching. So he'll come back out on the pits, and it looks like he will still have a lap on the field. Unbelievable. McDonald, fastest lap of the race just now, 108.13. Obviously, he's going still pretty hard back here in the 7th position. Checking through the telemetry, see if there's anybody else really I haven't talked about tonight. Well, Andres Perez. Let's talk about him in the 5 car tonight. trying to just kind of roll through the field and talk about different drivers. Andre started 18th, running 13th right now. A couple laps down, it looks like, to the leader. He's got about a minute or so on Carlos Dotero. As a matter of fact, Carlos is behind the wall. It looks like he has parked it. So Andres, unfortunately, last of those who's still on the track, running 13th. He's had some issues out there tonight, but doing a good job. At least get out there and running all the laps and finishing. That's all you can do. No driver can learn from not being on the track. We are at 10 laps to go here from Long Beach. I mentioned Saban, who now comes to pit road. Pit road here is right in front of the fans. She stops. 4 tires, fuel. McDonald purple again at a 107.95. Pits right here next to the 17 of Cohen Evans. Cohen had a promising top 2 run going and unfortunately spun around a couple times, overshot a corner once. Had a whole bunch of issues tonight. As we have a battle for second, believe it or not. Lester is under attack from Philip Lee. I never caught that Lee was catching him. Now both of them have pitted for their two pit stops here, so he's got a shot here. Phillip on the primary or on the alternate red tires, and Lester is on the primes, and that's probably playing a big difference right here. The alternate red tires are much faster. If you have never watched an IndyCar race, the alternate red tires are a faster, softer tire, but in part of being faster, it gives up more quicker than a primary tire that you see the black sidewall. Those tires aren't as fast, but they will go for a long time. Back at Lee, you see a full 10th faster on the alternate red tires. Lester having a little bit of blinking issues. Been having it all night, but hasn't really been an issue for anybody. What it's like to be on a car that blinks. As now we're going to have a fight here for position. As Cohen Evans comes up in the back of Saban. And a 7th place fight here. watch the hairpin here from the blimp. Look at this corner. Could you imagine running a stock car race here? It's not happening. Pull the e-brake or something, let it slide around. Just one problem. Cup cars don't have e-brakes. Turn 1 into the fountain right there. Turn 2, the aquarium there on the left. You got the Civic Center here on the right. Highway out there. Parking garage right there. There's the little roller coaster ride that they have here at Long Beach. Great run for these guys, as mentioned tonight, has been all about survival for these cars. A lot of attrition, a lot of wrecking. One caution out earlier tonight at lap number 2. Otherwise, it has been the Isaac Morris show all night long. Here's Isaac way out there. Next week it is the Michigan Speedway for 250 miles of racing. It's going to be a fun draft race to watch. McDonald up to the 6th position. He is trying to chase down Dylan Rizal as he scrapes the wall and breaks a fender off his left front. I was about to say Dylan's right up here in front of him and has had issues now, as Daniel has. And all of a sudden that wing reattaches itself to the left front. That's weird. Come down to 4 laps to go. Isaac Morris well onto another victory here. It'll be a second here in 3 races. And it will be his actual, I'll have to check on this if this is updated. I believe it'll be his 11th career win. As I look down here, it's actually not edited. It's probably his 12th career win, actually. So as we look over the numbers here from way, it will be a second on this. Oh, contact at the fountain. McDonald gets into, is that Saban? That's a 13. It's Rizal. So McDonald passes Rizal with a little hip check in the fountain. That might not be the safest place to pass, but he did so. As the battle for second continues here, Philip Lee and Lester, they're within about 2/10 of each other. back bumper of Isaac, but Isaac is a lap ahead, believe it or not. It's actually Austin. Sorry, I thought that was Isaac. Isaac is actually over here in the hairpin right now, making the turn. And we'll come down and see the white flag here in the final lap of the Long Beach Grand Prix presented by Apex Sage Coaching. Drive here, get ready. Probably the Isaac Weave is going to be starting up here any minute. Now, the only other time that this series has come here, it was actually Ed Kerstetter last year that won and outlasted Isaac Morris, who finished second in this race. But this season, Isaac Morris is going to bump it up one more position and score his second win of the season, with Dan Barrera kind of mocking him behind him as Morris has won the Apex Sage Coaching Grand Prix at Long Beach. Now Lee has gotten past second for around Lester, as Lester's had some issues. Not sure what happened. We'll have to go back and look, as we were watching Isaac get to the finish. Down the back straightaway they come. As I mentioned, Lester must have had some kind of issues or something. We'll have to go back and we'll review this. But Philip Lee, we're going to see his best career finish in the series. Congrats to him. The GT SRL team is going to get themselves a podium behind Philip Lee, who's going to do his own little weave across the line. Congrats to Philip. And here comes Lester. He's going to finish in the third position. Let's go back while these cars finish and see what happened. What cost Lester a second place finish here? He had Philip right behind him. Up Shoreline Drive into the right-hander here. And spins the car. Did he clip the inside wall? But he spins the car a lazy spin, and that gives him, or gives Philip the third position. As Isaac brings it over here to the start-finish line, and he'll probably lay, oh, look out! There goes the end of those. Isaac going to do a one-wheeled burnout. Why not? And we'll talk to him here in just a second. He's trying to do a burnout, and it's not working really at all. Anyways, let's get Isaac up here. As Isaac will join us this evening here from Victory Lane here. And Isaac, the only thing that went wrong for you tonight was what happened right there. Unfortunately, the trying to do some donuts, and somebody apparently didn't want you doing them. Tough break there, but hey, nice job. Second win of the season. You move up that one spot that you lost out on last season in the only other Long Beach race you guys have had here, and get yourself another win.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Having the redemption after last season. Couldn't tame Long Beach last season, but tamed it this season. So it feels good.
Talk about the old redemption tour. I know we've kind of made fact that this is the season you feel like this is your championship to win, and you've come out here in the first 2 races. You had the unfortunate issues on the final lap at Mid Ohio, but is it do you feel accomplished with what you've done so far, or is it that much more painful knowing that you're roughly 7 corners or so away from 3 wins in a row?
So yeah, it is kind of frustrating that, like, thinking about it, like 7 corners away from 3 wins, but at the end of the day, that's racing, and you just gotta, brush it off and just allow it, and don't cry about it too much. Just take away what you learned, and then just apply it to the next race, and so on and so forth. And if you make mistakes each race, you got to look at yourself and really apply what you're doing well, and really look at what you're doing wrong. And at Mid Ohio, I was really I was going too tough on my tires too quick, and I applied that here tonight, and I didn't have a single problem with my tires. So yeah, I definitely say I've learned from my mistakes from last week and applied it here today. And it just feels good, and it's like super important to keep on learning and making sure that you're always improving as a driver.
Got to ask, obviously, this tight of a track, this small of a track, it's been documented that you have been fighting a little bit of a wrist injury. Obviously, Barber, you ran earlier this week in another series. How, after tonight with Long Beach here, with all the tight corners and stuff like that, how's it feeling?
Well, at Barber, I had it wrapped up because during practice in the day, went through the left-right chicane, got it all wrong, and just twinged my wrist. I made it even worse. So I haven't really had time to recover from that. So I've got my wrist wrapped up again tonight, and yeah, luckily Long Beach isn't as demanding with the high-speed corners, so there's not really much load going through the front wheel, so you don't really feel it that much in the steering wheel. It's just all about the quick movements, especially avoiding cars that have spun, and just trying to make sure that the car is out of the wall. So yeah, I was definitely nursing my wrist tonight, and I think that kind of helped in the long run here as well. With me nursing my wrist, I was nursing the car, just keeping it clean, and pretty, as you said, a solid race with no mistakes.
And you go to Michigan next week, so might get a little bit more of a rest as long as you don't wreck the car next week at that 2-mile oval. But hey, congrats! Let's celebrate tonight. Second win of the season. Shout out to whoever you like.
So as usual, I want to give a shout out to Chris and TI Racing. Obviously, I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't be here doing these races. And I would like to thank all the boys on the team. So that would be Dan Mack, AJ Stravato, Dan Morera. Those guys are working hard week in, week out, and they're constantly improving. So just a huge shout out to them for being such great teammates. And I'd like to give a shout out to our main title sponsor this season, General Motors. And I'd like to give a shout out to my coaching company, Apex Stage Coaching. If you want some coaching sessions, road, oval, in the Indy car or any other car, just hit me up on Twitter, Apex Stage Coach, and we can figure something out.
There you go. Okay.
But yeah, couldn't have asked for a better result. I was kind of hoping I'd lap the whole field tonight, but not this time, unfortunately.
You came pretty close to it, but hey, nice job. Congratulations on the win, Isaac.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Isaac Morse winning the race he finished second in last season, so congratulations to him. And we'll move him down, and we'll talk with the second place driver in this race, and that was Philip Lee, the GTSRL team, getting their best career finish, I believe, as a team in the league, and it all comes to Philip Lee. Philip, congratulations Let's start with the beginning of this race because you went with a little bit of an alternate strategy and started on the primary tires. Talk about that strategy and talk about your race a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, first of all. So, yeah, I decided to try to go with the primaries initially just because with it being Long Beach, a lot of stuff can happen in those first couple of laps. So I just figured if I could get, 15 or so laps out of those primaries, I could get both my full stints on the alternates and hopefully put myself on the podium, which ended up happening. I mean, obviously had a lot of luck during the race with some incidents and stuff like that, but I had a great little fight with Lester there at the end. I know we were on different tires, but he was fast on those primaries.
Yeah, and he made that mistake over there in the I think it's the turn 6 section or whatever it is, right there down the straightaway. But you were one of the rare cars tonight that really didn't make a mistake. I mean, there were a lot of spins, a lot of little things happening. What was the difference for you that just helped? Was it just the practice? Was you were just that focused? I mean, you seem to run a pretty flawless race.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I did quite a bit of practicing before. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the practice right before the qualifying started, but I did some yesterday and the day before, and a little bit this morning, and yeah, I just decided the issues I was having in practice as far as hitting walls or anything like that just really came down to pushing too hard, too much, and so I came into this race really just wanting to finish decently in the points, and then turned out I had the pace and other people were making mistakes, so I just stayed focused and tried not to push too hard.
Well, you did a great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Happy for you, and good momentum headed to the Oval of Michigan next week, and send shots whoever you like.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all that you do.
Absolutely. And Philip Lee joins us there and finishing a career best second tonight for the GTSLR, I think I got it right, team. And I think I just moved him down the wrong channel. Sorry, Philip. Let's move you to the right team, and it's that one there. Yeah, so the not sure how we can do this one. See, Lester finished third, and Lester, I'm told, is not the trying to figure out how I can pull this one off. Lester is from Venezuela, and I'm not good at speaking that language. Well, he's going to join me up here in the booth, so let's see how we do here. Lester, obviously, Chris and I had talked in advance, and he had told me, obviously, you are from Venezuela. I'm not good at speaking the language there, but I will say congrats, and if you can, talk about your race a little bit there.
Well, thank you. Sorry for my bad English. But,
it's okay.
The race was very, very, very fun. I have too much fun. Was a difficult race. It's all about survival and be smooth in braking and accelerating. So I tried my best, and I almost did it. But one error in the last, say two laps to go. Well, Philip Lee passed to me, no? But was good. I'm happy, and the team is good points to the team.
Did you hit the wall when you spun there? Did you clip the inside wall, or did it just spin around on you?
Yeah, I barely touched the wall. Yeah, in fact, twice. One before my second pit, and this one 2 laps to finish the race. No?
So, Chris wanted me to talk to you tonight. We were going to speak with you, and we got you here for a second. How good does it feel to finish third after the terrible finishes you've had so far?
Okay, well, it's amazing to be third
Mhm.
right now because the first two races I was prepared, but have not the consistency. No, I did good laps from qualifying, but can maintain the pace in the race. In this case, I try to be uh, smooth
Mhm.
because I know this circuit is very hard. It's pretty hard. So well, I try, and I did it. As I look at the final table. No, for all was very hard. For all people was very hard.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. In Venezuela, se habla español?
Claro, se habla español
Yes.
y bueno, uno aprende.
Okay, good. Okay.
Hay,
You have Martin who's watching in chat. Um, feel free to say something in español if you'd like.
bueno, claro que sí. Una carrera sumamente difícil. Todos los que conocen Long Beach saben lo complicada que es la carrera. Fueron 65 vueltas muy difíciles. Había que intercambiar neumáticos de rojos y negros obligatorios. Y pues fue un trabajo muy difícil mantenerse en la pista una vez que ya los neumáticos se desgastaban. A partir de la vuelta 15, 14 ya era muy difícil, muy difícil. Pero bueno, el equipo está haciendo un buen trabajo, tenemos mucho que aprender, a lot to learn, ¿no? Y lo estamos haciendo. Bueno, gracias.
There you go.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Absolutely, man. Great job. And muy bueno. And we will talk next week.
Of course, next week's
Michigan.
is an oval, yes.
Yes.
For our team, the best circuits is incoming. Okay, it's Road Atlanta, Road America, and Monza. So maybe we are heard about us.
Hey, go get him, my man. Best of luck. Muy bueno tonight. And best of luck in the future, bud.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
See
Thank
you.
you. Lester joining us. I'm going to learn your last name before the end of the season, too, Lester. But, hey, great job on him. Nice job on the English. I mean, I credit people who give it effort because I've always been told that the English language is one of the toughest to learn. And heck, half of us in America don't know how to speak English, let's be honest. So, great job to Lester and all the racers tonight for finishing. Let's take a look at the finishing order, actually, for the race. We didn't get a chance to go over that. Isaac wins this thing over Philip Lee. Lester finishes third. Austin Saar gets a fourth-place finish, his best career finish in the series. Daniel McDonald, fifth. Dylan Reisel, sixth. Jessica Saban, seventh. Cohen Evans, eighth. Sam Fontaine, ninth. And A.J. Stravato finishing in 10th. Dan Morera, 11th. Luke Daniels, 12th. Andres Perez, 13th. Carlos Dotero, 14th. Destino, 15th. Ido Vilas, 16th. David Whimsey, 17th. Matt Telder finishing in the 18th position. 19th, Kristen Nelson. 20th, Steve the Big Grabowski. 21st, Vilda Whalen. And 22nd, Will Ashworth. And finally, Ryan Eric King, unfortunately, only getting 3 laps in, finishing in the 23rd position. So, congrats to those drivers for all running in the race tonight and finishing. And that is going to do it for us from Long Beach. We're going to take off and end 10 straight nights of broadcasting here on Captain TV. So shout out to all the viewers, shout out to all the racers, the admins, and everybody for allowing me to be a part of all the series. I'm going to take a night off from the broadcasting part. You might see me stream and race a little bit tomorrow night, but otherwise, shout out to all those who allow me to broadcast your series. We'll be back Thursday night for the Short Track Super League from Dover International Speedway. It should be a fun race there. And next week, Michigan, the big 2-mile oval for this Indy Car Series with TI Racing, of course. So, congratulations to Isaac on the win. I am out. Thank you to Gary Godso, by the way, who should be at his other location by now for as always joining me in the booth. This isn't just a game; it's iRacing. See ya.
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go.